Welcome. Here we go, 2025. You've entered Iron Line World TV, Iron Line World Events, Black History Month 2025 Tribute, Remembering Black Wall Street. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to spending the next couple minutes. I'm not going to keep you long, but the next couple minutes with you. So I'm filming from Harrisonburg, Virginia, small town I live in the Shenandoah Valley, Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. James Madison University is a popular school here. And it's interesting, I moved here from the south side of Chicago in 1970. I was born in 1974, sorry. Moved here in 1983, for those of you who don't know, when I was a child. So from a major city to a small city, small town. And that's where I'm filming from, out here in the country, as you could say, of Virginia. But regardless, happy Black History Month to everyone. I'm going to dive right into this discussion. There's a few things on my mind that I want to express, that being one of them. Black History Month, something that I feel like our ancestors fought for us to have. I hear a lot of talk these days from different people saying, oh man, forget Black History Month, it's just 30 days. I remember when we didn't have that, okay? I remember being in school in this small town, for example, where we didn't celebrate Black History Month or do anything for Black History Month or to uplift or remember the culture. So what I left in Chicago and moved to Harrisonburg was two totally different things. So I can personally attest to being in an environment where Black history is being promoted versus an area where it's not as promoted, and therefore the youth, especially African American youth, may not have as much knowledge as some of the city kids, unless they come from a family who particularly pushed that or promoted that. They might have parents that moved here, like mine, and that was a part of their family vibration. Otherwise, the area itself, you wouldn't get that from school. Hopefully, you're getting it, you might get that in a small town from a African American church or something of that nature. So when we start to think about that, Black History Month, just that right there, and then you think about Black Wall Street. Like I said, that's the theme this year from Iron Line World Events. We wanted to focus on that. And when you start talking about Black Wall Street, in regards to that, it just makes me, it makes me think, wow, in a small town where you wouldn't know, basically is what I'm trying to get across. You wouldn't know that there's Black business, number one, or that you could be a Black business if you are Black. So to some, it might not be a big deal, but to a person like myself who knows what it feels like to leave an area like the south side of Chicago or Atlanta, Dr. King Street down there in Atlanta, I got to visit, where Black business is booming, New York, Harlem, Brooklyn, these different places, Washington, D.C., some of your major cities where African-American culture is more advanced population-wise. So these places are developed and they teach kids growing up in those environments see that, hey, I can be somebody more than just a grocery store clerk or a trash man or those, service jobs, which I'm not knocking those jobs, but it lets a kid see, hey, I can be an owner of a business. And that's something that's really, really important. So not only have we come that far, as far as having a Black History Month, and also the fact that we have to talk about remembering Black Wall Street. For those of you who don't know, let me read a little example layout on Google of what Black Wall Street was. In the face of the Jim Crow era, a group of African-American landowners and entrepreneurs showing resilience, pooled their resources, and transformed an economic spirit into a strong and prosperous community known as Black Wall Street, or the Greenwood District, just north of the Frisco Railroad tracks in Tulsa. The Tulsa Race Massacre, also known as the Tulsa Race Riot or the Black Wall Street Massacre, was a 2-day-long white supremacist terrorist massacre that took place between May 31st and June 1st, 1921. So, as many of you know, and then for those of you who don't know, I just read to you, Black Wall Street was a situation where evidently in this Tulsa city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, black business was booming. When you say Wall Street, you think of money, you think of success, and things of that nature. So there was a Black Wall Street in America, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay? So a place where people don't even talk about, Oklahoma, a state that doesn't get much attention. Maybe there's more to it than, maybe it's for a reason that it doesn't get talked about a lot. And that's, again, what I'm getting at. Things that need to be talked about and are not talked about get swept under the rug, and we get set further back and back in time because the youth pick up these other devices and things have their attention instead of something motivational like this that could really change the course in their life to where they want to go ahead and succeed as an entrepreneur or a business person, you know, so, something positive of that nature. And that's why I chose this year to not come off like the guru about Black Wall Street. I'm just learning myself. I have to really dive in and learn so much more about this subject, so much more about what happened at that time, what really went down, why when I first heard about it years ago and kind of brushed it off myself, it kept resurfacing. So now in 2025, I'm thinking to myself, this information is becoming more and more and more important. Obviously, we're in the times of Facebook and Instagram. There's more knowledge out there, and you're able to get to stuff a lot easier now, and things are being pushed at you. But this one keeps on resurfacing. It's a message and a reminder that black people have been here, and we have been successful. We're more than just the I don't want to say agenda or whatever, but the stereotypes that were put on us in the 80s and the 90s through the crack epidemic, and since then, gangster rap in the 90s to early 2000s, my generation. I'm 50 years old now. When I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and before that, you know, all my life, it was like we were the victim. We were the criminals. We were accused of being the criminals. And so, you know, it got in our head, and we started, you know, a lot of us developed criminalistic ways, separate from the church and our parental upbringing, what our parents would have were teaching us and so forth. So we were in the streets just being kids and having our time as kids, but definitely being promoted to and influenced to walk in these certain ways that weren't in tune with nature and weren't in tune with our parents' desires. So that's why, again, the importance of us now letting the children know, because they may not get it at school, letting them know at home about places like Black Wall Street and how many black entrepreneurs, how many small businesses, how many minority businesses there are, and how this country was built on the back of slaves, was built on the backs of workers, small business ideas, inventors, and so forth, people that didn't get paid for their inventions and so forth. These things need to be talked about, or the result is the kids are distracted and carried on into other areas. So that's why I wanted to do this today and just keep it going, remind you all to remember Black Wall Street is very important. I'm going to point out a few things. Don't forget to support my event, Reggae in the Valley, Iron Line World Events. Reggae in the Valley. I have 757 Reggae Explosion, RVA Reggae Rampage, and many more events with Iron Line World Events. There'll be more broadcasts like this. I want to say big up to Sweet Joys, area dessert business, I should say. If you see my cupcakes here, this is something that was special made for me to munch on. All right. And to hand out at my events. Again, the Sweet Joys in Harrisonburg. So these are the type of things that happen when businesses are able to operate. This is an African-American business, minority business, okay? Very friendly. Boxed them up for me. This was their idea, all right? And sent along some cupcakes as well, as you see. Special made for me. Sweet Joys. I got the pink and yellow ones. And made me some brown and white ones. So, again, we wouldn't be able to take our little ideas such as this and, what's up, lion? That's a lion right there. Travel with me sometimes. Lion-O. Anyway, like I was saying, we wouldn't be able to take our small ideas like these cupcakes with my event name, with my logo on them, and my company brand, took that and put it together and presented it to me, and that's beautiful. That's business. That's what entrepreneurship is about. I feel special when I picked them up, you know, and man, like I said, it makes you look at your brand. It takes you back to when you first started your brand and you wanted a brand. That's how you wanted to feel. You wanted to feel like that, like somebody else saw you or cares, you know, or you had something that might take somebody else. It might take somebody else bringing out the fullness of what's in your heart or what's in your mind. So we really need to come together and really need to support one another, because we never know what creations, light and these different things. Big up George Washington Carver comes to mind. Madam C.J. Walker, the straightening comb. We already know a lot of inventions and so forth would not be here today if we weren't given the opportunity to read, to learn, to discuss, to convene, and invent, come up with these different ideas. Something as simple as a cupcake. They have a beautiful store in this small town, Harrisonburg. If you would look them up, again, Sweet Joys. If you go over on 1645 Reservoir Street is where it's located, in a wonderful little plaza with enough other businesses, a few other businesses as well. But I use her for example because, again, small idea turned into a whole building. Okay, it's a wonderful establishment, taking catering orders and birthdays and different things like that. I thank those entrepreneurs and those during the time of Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Atlanta, Chicago, LA, New York, all over the country, all over the world, who sacrificed their lives, who gave up their time, their soul, their energy to establish businesses, to set an example for us to follow. I really want to remember them today, this last day of Black History Month, February 28, 2025. That's what this is about today. That's what this filming was about. I want to thank Massanutten Regional Library. Another thing I want to say in the words of Dr. King. Many of you know I will read the I Have a Dream speech by Dr. King every year. From that speech, he said, within that speech, he said, in my words, we must not forget in this time that we didn't get here alone. Many of our brothers, white brothers and sisters who are present, who showing their loyalty by their presence here today, know that if we don't succeed, they don't succeed. In my words, is what he said. Okay, so go back and read the I Have a Dream speech or listen to him. And he said that. He said, they know they can't succeed if we don't succeed. For that reason, they show support. So for that reason, I think Massanutten Regional Library, the city of Harrisonburg, state of Virginia, Arc of Harrisonburg has been beneficial. The Arts Council of the Valley has been very beneficial to me. Stephen Toyota, Chanello's, beneficial businesses that support me. I'm an African American, so if they support me, they will support those like me, I'm assuming, okay? And their track record shows. So I suggest you look down below in the comments. I'm going to start posting the names of some businesses that have helped me. The Shenandoah Valley Business Development Program and Center, Miss Alison Dugan, has been a wonderful help, whom I met during my time with B Cubed, another City of Harrisonburg Economic Development Program, B Cubed, the Downtown Renaissance. Certain names come to mind: Christopher B. Jones, our mayor, Deanna Reed, the city council, their whole staff. They have a serious job to do, for those of you who don't know. So the fact that we have at this time an African-American mayor, for all you young people, and this small town has been blessed in that way. I was in school I happened to be on the honor council when Harrisonburg's first black mayor, Larry Rogers, was the head of our honors council at the high school when I was in school, and I was on the honors council. So we used to meet together with the mayor at that time. And since then, again, Christopher B. Jones, who has been a great help to me, always offering advice and assistance, and heads the B Cubed, again, program to help small businesses get going. They just recently helped me. So, and I'm speaking financially, as well as with the other tools and classes that you need to start moving forward. And I'm still young, still getting my feet wet, taking my time with it. But I'm letting you all know of people that have helped me with grants and knowledge and networking and so forth. So again, in the city of Harrisonburg, B Cubed is a go-to place. The Arts Council of the Valley, for those of you who are musicians and artists, definitely want to go and check out those places. But check my comments below and get in touch with me. As far as on a local level, there's certain people I want to mention today, just a few, other than in the comments. I'll add more. But Miss Diane Madden was very beneficial, very helpful. She had her first hair shop back in the day. We were neighborhood kids, you know. Kevin's mom got a store. So that was a momentous time for us where, unbelievable. We couldn't believe that it happened, but it did happen. And she's been in business helping others ever since. So a shout out to Miss Diane Madden. Many of y'all know her. Kevin and Sheila's mom. Rest in peace, sis. And, you know, you can always go to her for advice and counseling. She will definitely help you. Another name that comes to mind, I got to big it up for my sisters with the hair shops. Valerie Sampson is another person who's been in business for a long time. You might want to reach out to, young sisters, if you have questions. Tracy Moats is another with the hair shop. I know my mother supports her relentlessly, nonstop. So that's good vibes there. Supreme Mobile Detailing, Justin Mason. At this time, you can go get your car detailed. Want to shout him out. Brother Jay Ware has been in the area for a long time. Definitely want to talk to him, business guru from a long time. Jay Ware, W-A-R-E. Buck Martin, mechanic, auto mechanic, good friend of my dad's, who's been around for a long time, alongside Brother JP over there on Broad Street. These are all black Harrisonburg businesses. Once again, I must mention Sweet Joys, Cupcakes and Desserts, over there kind of in the JMU world, over there by Walmart. Mila's Beauty Supply House, over there in the Plaza Center off of Reservoir Street. So stop in the Sweet Joys and make sure you put your birthday orders and so forth in there. Check out Mila's, all your sisters, for your beauty supplies and everything. Another good friend of mine, TJ's Tattoos downtown. Some of y'all like the tattoos, and him and his wife are in there constantly creating and offering different designs, paintings, and different things like that. So TJ's Tattoos and Dermographics downtown. Branch's Soft Serve Ice Cream. You can't be in the city of Harrisonburg and not know who Branch's is. That's the ice cream truck downtown when you walking by and you look over to the right and say, oh man, I need somebody. Yeah, right place, right time, Branch's every time. Okay? So look forward to having some Branch's ice cream out there at Reggae in the Valleys, Iron Line World Soul Session events, music events, good things that we have coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. So also want to shout out Shenandoah Valley Hit, Dennis Jackson. That's a black businessman. He interviewed me when I was only in high school playing baseball in 1990. I didn't see the importance of it then, but nobody else, unless I was hitting home runs or having hits and different things, nobody came to interview me for a special story until Dennis Jackson did. So the power of the pen, the power of the media is powerful, because they kind of, one jump on you after the other one does, type of thing. All right. So I had to remember Dennis Jackson in the Shenandoah Valley Hit newspaper, who's been in the area for a long time. Again, I mentioned the 90s. So Dennis has been at it for a long time. Much respect to him. Of course, Miss Lena in the neighborhood was our only candy store, grocery store back in the day. Rest in peace to Miss Lena and fam, her husband. Moving on, let's see. Talking about black businesses in Harrisonburg, Virginia, that I remember, that are on the forefront of my mind. Rest in peace, Fu. Fu taught us as hip hop kids, the hip hop generation, that you could have a business. Very powerful, very, very powerful individual, powerful brother from New Jersey. Showed me love. I was from the city of Chicago and moved into a small town where a lot of his family was at, and he was from New Jersey. So the fact that he showed me love and shined on me, made me feel safe in New Jersey and New York, out here on the East Coast from day one. He kind of gave me that open arms and said, bro, you'll be all right. You all right. You all right. Everybody ain't coming for you. Some just want to do business with you, right? And help you do business. And Fu really, and didn't just stop there, showed me how to do it. Showed me how to do it. All right. Shout out to my brother Chris Jones. Chris's chicken, barbecue chicken, Saturday mornings. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to Chris Jones in Business Bumps, a.k.a. Bumps. Special shout out to a friend of mine, Brian Bailey. Brian Bailey worked up at Massanutten, private investor, very intelligent individual, intellectual, street smart, and corporate smart. Okay, but wasn't given the opportunity to fully show off his abilities up at Massanutten Resort. But I'm not going to elaborate on that. Shout out to Brian Bailey, B Promo. Shout out to Doug Mason, Rastafarian influencer, reggae music influencer from long time, youth advocate, human rights advocate, civil rights activist, Douglas Mason, paint business, handyman, just a good person, right? Everybody knows Doug Mason, good person, all right? Comes to progress, truth, and rights. Definitely want to talk to Douglas Mason. Also want to shout out my brother Chris Whitley, Stable Roots Productions, world internationally known traveling, touring, reggae and blues, soul musician. Christopher Whitley grew up on Kelly Street, went to Harrisonburg High School, represented class of 90, class of 89. Okay, so big him up, being an independent individual, coming from a humble beginnings, coming from a humble background, who had to get it in the mud, so to speak, with the keyboards and the music and instrumentals and songs and bands and all of that, and took it all the way to the top. Respect Chris Whitley, aka Peanut. Wanted to make sure I mentioned that. So those are some of the area businesses that I wanted to mention. There's many, many more. I could go on and on. Sister D, back in the day with the hair shop, definitely was an inspiration to a lot of us to get in the business. Again, I can go on and on and on. Brother Sam Knight for many years. Okay. On a more international level, this is a great book written by Don Taylor, Marley and Me. Wonderful book about Bob Marley from Bob's manager. Different perspective. Something I read a long time ago and has been very, very interestingly helpful to me. This book by Russell Simmons. Sex, Drugs, Money, and God. Life and Death. Def Jam. Owner, creator, Russell Simmons. Fat Farm. I keep these books by my side. Independent black businesses. Don't forget, Bob had Tough Gong International recording studio. Russell Simmons had Def Jam. This book, Millionaire, Farrah Gray, out of Chicago like me. 13-year-old millionaire. Farrah was a millionaire by the age of 13. Shout out to my sister Lynn Brandon. She brought me this book home from Donnelly. And then this is the secret to wealth. If you take the time to read it, you'll find success is in it. Farrah Gray. Shout out to Farrah Gray. So, again, happy Black History Month to all of y'all out there. It's been a wonderful session for me, getting these things out in the open and off my chest, remembering Tulsa. Big up the Smithsonian Institute in D.C. They have a section in there, remembering Wall Street, remembering Black Wall Street before the massacre, in the Smithsonian Institute of Washington, D.C., National Institute. So I saw that and was really, really like, word, okay, I'm doing something good here. I want to definitely go up there and look into what they put together on that level, so we can meet back here next year and talk more about the entrepreneurs from Wall Street that we lost, what they had going on, how it got destructed, so forth, how far we've come, how far, how much further we got to go, boom, boom, bap, all of that good stuff. But, I just wanted to get that in. Lionel, you got anything to say? Oh, Lord. Okay. That's my buddy. Chill out. Happy Black History Month. Read the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I like to post a lot of stuff, reggae videos, and just little clips in my shorts to keep you interested, entertained. Trying to keep it in, so YouTube is happy. I think they like me to stick to the reggae or whatever, since that's what I started first. But I mix it up a little bit with some different vibes, educational, and so forth. So support the channel, Iron Lion World TV, and support all my social media sites, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Follow me on the road, bandsintown.com/Iron Lion World. Got some shows coming up. Shout out to all the artists on my roster. You can book an artist, a DJ, a band. Definitely go check out ironlionworld.com, one of my main business endeavors. We're going to have merch there. You see the original hat right there, ILW, with the brand on it. Just let me know. Hit me up. $10, $15, $20. I can get you a hat with the logo on it, or make your own custom made for you. We do all of that in-house. So make sure you link me for some merchandise. This is business. Again, Black Wall Street. You think about money. Money got to change hands. We got to work together. Why are we spending the most money out of every race in the world and getting the fewest results, for ourselves? So we got to fix those things. If we don't start banks and create that for ourselves, we don't help the situation. Instead of so much war, we need to build ourselves up so we can do business with the others who have set the example. Stop talking about the fight. The fight is within us. Okay? The fight is within. We're fighting ourselves. Yes, I'm not saying there's not a fight. There's a fight against us, but the fight is already won from within. Okay? Of course, that little fight's going to be there. But the fight that we have to go through inside is bigger. So when we conquer that, our fears, and we conquer victory. All right? We conquer it all. And that's what it's about. That's why we need to remember Black History Month. Remember Black Wall Street. Remember how far our ancestors had to come to get this far. Remember what was sacrificed for us to be here today and for us to get this far. All right? Shout out to all the freedom fighters in the area. If I forgot to name your business, excuse me, but this will go on. Make a comment below, add your name to the list. Worldwide, if you want to add your name to the list, if we can find you online, make sure you drop a comment. Small businesses and Black businesses, we have something in common. All right? We are always at risk of being burnt down. And that's what I wanted to get across today. Small businesses and Black businesses, not just Black businesses, other minority businesses as well. That's what this is about. So peace and love, oneness, love and protection, guidance. Subscribe to the channel and show some love. You can donate at Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Small donation to help me get these cats on the road, some of these artists and musicians. We're trying to take it on an Iron Line World Events Tour, bring some good music to your city. So let us know where you at and where you want to see us performing. I'm going to get up in these cupcakes, go hand out a few to local African-American businesses on this last day of Black History Month, 2025. Big up Sweet Joys once again. Thank you all. Peace and love. Talk to you later.